All right, should be live. Hello, everybody. I see we already have a few people in here, but as always, we're gonna give it a couple minutes, let people trickle in, and yeah. So excited to be here. If you don't know, for those that are in here, I was off last week, so for my birthday, little vacation. So we didn't have our webinar as usual, but we are back in motion. So we'll be, doing the same thing pretty much. We'll be doing it every single week, and we're gonna make some minor changes, but we'll talk about that more soon. Just like how we do these and the type of workshop that we want to hold. So yeah, we'll keep you guys updated on that. But again, we're just going to give it a couple minutes and then we'll get started and we'll start learning more about Augie. How's it going, Kay? Good to see you. Yeah, just give it a nice wave if you're in here. Would love to see everybody. And as always, as well, if you do have any questions, feel free to, ask away. We do usually do like a Q&A towards the end. However, feel free to post your questions and I'll try to look at the chat and get to them. So, yeah. Hey, how's it going, Christine? Good to see you. Good to see you as always. Hope you guys have had a great week. We did have some exciting updates as well. So, be cool to talk about that a little bit. Um, yeah, if you if you haven't seen it, we do have a lot more voices, so we'll be kind of going through that as well, which is really cool. I love it. I feel like now we can just make so many different types of videos and add in so many different styles just with the voices alone, which we'll also have more updates on very soon. Some stuff that I can't really talk about just yet, but we do have some awesome things coming. Cool. I'm just gonna give it maybe like 1 or 2 more minutes, and then we can get started. Start getting into Augie. If anybody did something fun this weekend or this week, feel free to share it. We're all just hanging out right now. Personally, I kind of just hung around this weekend, went to a show. It's very fun. Um, Not very Augie related, but it was a good time. Nice. Helped a friend move. I've been Man, the last, like, 3 weeks, I've had to help people move, so I understand that, not the most fun. But the lunch and my favorite thing about helping people move is that when you move, you have, hopefully, they're good friends and they'll help you out as well, but I like having that, yeah, holding it over their heads, yep, exactly. Hey, how's it going, Mike? Good to see you as always. Gonna give it 1 more minute and we will get started here. Again, excited to kind of go over the new voices and just the different things that you can do now with that. I think that that's really cool. So probably focus on that a little bit extra today, just because like it's an awesome thing. I think it really helps expand the types of videos that people can make. So yeah. All right. Well, I say we just get into it, and then people get in, they get in. And as always, if you have to leave during this, it is all recorded, and we have been putting them onto our YouTube channel. So they get recorded and they get put into this session, so you can view it right after if you need to. However, yeah, we do put it on our YouTube, so we'll paste links and all that good stuff as we go. But yeah, so if you miss out and need to get that refresher, just want to watch it again, there is a way. But with all that being said, let's get into it. Let's get into Augie. All right. So, kind of real quick. So, what is Augie in a nutshell? Well, I like to think of it as a way to kind of help you out in the sense of like something like a spreadsheet or building a slideshow or writing a document. What if video was that easy? That's kind of how we view Augie, right? It's an assistant to help you with these things that kind of seem daunting, but in reality, we make it really simple. So we want it to be as simple as creating something like a spreadsheet, right? All right, and so with that being said, what you see now, this is my dashboard, and you can see all of your videos here. And then we have our beautiful carousel, and you can use this carousel to kind of get some inspiration. And we update this like twice a week, so you're going to get some new stuff. We've also put our videos in there, so you can see our videos. You can check those out. And then if you need support, we do have our support button over here, and this will take you to our support page where we have also a lot of different videos on tutorials and things like that that can help you out, as well as like some frequently asked questions and all that good stuff. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and start creating. So we're going to go hit create, and you can see we have a few different options. We can upload, record, use text, or we can do a text prompt. And for this one, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to use prompt. All right, so you may have seen this before, but it has had some changes, and really good changes. But let's start with the basics here. Write me a 30-second narration about. It's already kind of there, so I'm just going to say about a marketing agency. And let's give it a name. I'm going to just name it Push. All right, so let's go ahead and generate transcript. And so if you're not familiar with this feature, this prompt feature, it's using ChatGPT to help you generate a transcript, which then will be turned into a video. So with that being said as well, we kind of want to make sure that once we get this narration, that we double check everything, right? So we just want to make sure there's no errors or it's saying something we don't want it to say. So we just want to kind of glance over this and make sure it's good, right? All right, and that does look good to me. So now the fun part. All right, so we added a lot of voices. And hopefully you guys can see this, because I remember I tried recording it at one point and it just wasn't showing up when the prompt came up with all the different voices. I'm not sure if you can see it here actually. Let's see. You guys let me know. But either way, there's a lot more voices, and that's really great. And so we have a lot of different choices that we can choose from. So for example, we can do Caroline.
Genius is 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration.
We could do Walter. Walter has a nice voice.
Yesterday's home runs don't win today's games.
All right. So, yeah, there's a lot of different things we can do, and you can go and preview all these, see what fits right. But I do think it is important to know that you have a lot more options now. So before, if you weren't sure that the voice fit with the video you're creating, you probably won't run into that issue now.
We lost because we told ourselves we lost.
It is not so important to know everything as to appreciate.
In seed time learn, in harvest teach, in winter enjoy.
Experience is not what happens to a
All
man.
right.
It is what a man does with what happens to him.
Bosco is your favorite. Let's try out Bosco. Why not? Let's get a suggestion.
The best way out is always through.
I kind of like that. Yeah, that is a good one. That is a really nice one. Cool. All right, let's stick with Bosco then. All right, so I have my voice, and before I hit next, right, we want to actually preview this. So you'll see this preview button here. I'm just going to click on that, and this will give us a preview of the audio that we'll hear. And this audio will also be what's getting transcribed. So it's really good to make sure that we preview this and make sure that it's at the speed and the cadence that we want it to be. So let's go ahead and take a listen.
Push is a marketing agency that helps businesses reach their goals. With a team of experienced professionals, they provide creative.
All right, so I'm not going to do the whole preview. I think it's fine, but I do think it is important that we check the preview right when we're doing our videos and make sure that it is correct. All right, so with that being said, let's go ahead and click on next. And now we are ready to create. But before we do that, there's two things I want to talk about. One is going to be this populate my Augie with AI selected images. We're going to leave this on, and I'll kind of explain more about how that works in just a second. But then the other thing that's pretty important here is going to be this tag. So this will help Augie kind of figure out what it is that you want to do with your video. So if you have a video about marketing like I do, I may want to put in something like marketing and add it in just so that we're giving Augie some references to use and make our video better and easier for us to edit later, right? So I'm going to go ahead, put marketing and click add, and now we're ready to create. Okay, so speaking on that, populate my Augie with generated images or selected images. So what that basically means, right? The way that Augie is working kind of behind the scenes is that it takes whatever you're creating or whatever you're uploading. So whether it's audio, video, text, or using a prompt, it will take that and transcribe it, right? So it'll transcribe this all to text, and then it will start to choose those images that can be attributed to the phrases, so your key phrases, and also what is being said, right? So, and then with that, it helps basically auto suggest and fill content on your storyboard, which we'll get into as well, and like how all that works. But basically, yeah, it's going to be helping you make your life a lot easier when creating videos. And that's why we call it an AI assistant, right? Is that it's going to help do most of the bulk work, and then we can worry less about the time in actually creating something. So looks like it's done. Let's go ahead and hit edit. All right, and so the first thing that you notice here is going to be the rough cut report. So every video that you create is going to have this report, and at the top right you can see 0.8 hours saved, and this is about the amount of time that will be saved compared to something like Adobe Premiere Pro, where these videos can take a very long time. So that's how much we've saved, which is awesome. And then we also have our estimated accuracy, which is 63%, also really good. And so this is what I was talking about, right? This is about how well Augie is matching with the prompt that you gave it, or the text or audio, and it's saying, hey, I got it about 63% done, right? So it's saying that it's attributed some images and videos to this that will make our lives easier. And we can also see that we have our length of the Augie and how many shots we have. So let's go into the editor. And before I do anything, I'm just going to play this from the beginning so you can see what it looks like without any editing done. This is just Augie and what it's generated for us.
Push is a marketing agency that helps businesses reach their goals. With a team of experienced professionals, they provide creative solutions to help businesses grow and succeed. From website design to social media campaigns, Push has the tools and expertise to help you reach your target audience. With their innovative strategies and cutting-edge technology, Push can help you get the results you need.
All right, so just from looking at this for 20 seconds, really great. I mean, like, really good start, right? There are things that we do want to edit. However, this is a really good point for us to be at. And I think that that's why Augie is so great, is because it's there. It's kind of already done. And so all we have to do is go in, make a few edits, and we're good. So this may look a little overwhelming, but let's go over the interface, and then we can go over the specifics as we keep going. So the first thing to notice, or to note here, is that we can change our orientation. So this is our preview window that we watch the video on. And then on the top left of this, we can change our orientation. So if you want to do something that's for Reels or TikTok, that type of thing, you can do that by clicking on this button. I'm going to keep it on our landscape view for now, but it's good to know. And now the other things, right? The other important things. So at the bottom here, this is our storyboard. And this is how kind of, things are moving. And within our storyboard, we have our shots. So these are our shots that I'm clicking on right now. And so really cool. And the other thing that you may have noticed, and we had just added this in, is that on our shots, we can go ahead and shuffle. So this will take your media that it's using and start shuffling through it, which we'll also kind of get into with the select media. But as you can see, that quickly we were able to change this image that maybe we didn't want into something that is actually usable. So it's that easy, right? We just click on something, click on our shot, and then shuffle it. And then we can get a new video or image. So there we go. All right, so the other important thing to note about our shots and our storyboard that's down here is that it is all intertwined with our transcript. So on the left here, you can see we have transcript. I'm going to click on this. And you'll notice, right, if I click on this part of the transcript, this phrase, it goes to this first shot, right? So these are all connected together. If I click on this one, it goes to this shot, the second shot. And I can do this the other way as well, right? So I can click on this shot if I want to change it. And there we go. It automatically goes to that part of the transcript. And now, with all that being said, right, the way we can change this is with the green handlebars, right? So this is what's happening with the phrase. And if I say, it's a little bit too long or it's a little bit too short, all I have to do is click on this handlebar and I can change when it starts and when it ends. So if I wanted to, I could do that. I'm not for this one because it's actually lined up pretty well. And we can do it from this side as well. And then you probably notice here too, we have this little plus sign here. And this is to add in a new shot. So if I wanted to, I can click on this. And now we have this static shot here, which we can later put in an image. And we can also drag this out and make it a full phrase. But we're not actually going to do that. I'm going to take this one out. And the way that you delete this is going to be by closing it, right? So all we have to do is drag this together and we get this trash can and now we can close it. All right, so we kind of got the basics of the interface, which is great. So let's kind of go through what I would do for, creating a video. So what are the steps that I like to take? Well, the steps I like to take are first going to be in the transcript, so where I'm at right now. And I'm just going to go through these and make sure that they're lined up properly. And, usually it's pretty easy, right? So this one's already done. Actually, it has this day. So just things like this, right? I just want to clean this up, make sure it looks good. And I find this to be the kind of the quicker and more effective thing to do. So this one also looks great. I like it. All right. I think this one could be longer, but we're going to keep it there for now. I think that's fine. All right, so that looks pretty good. And I think the rest of these look pretty good. Honestly, it's improved so much to the point where like a lot of this stuff you don't even have to change much. All right, so now I did mention there are some things that I do want to change in this video. So let's go ahead and do that. I do think that this first shot is pretty good. So I'm going to leave it the way it is. However, now we have this one. Let's see what this is.
They provide creative solutions to...
Right. Okay. So I definitely want to change this. And so the way that we're going to do that is by going to our Select Media tab. So we're going to click on this over here. And now, just so you know, we have a lot of different sources. We have stock clips, we have stock photos, and all of these are licensed. So, you don't have to worry about any of the licensing on that. They are good to use. And usually I'm a big stock clips type of person. So I like to keep that one enabled, but if I wanted to, right, I could do stock photos. But yeah, we're going to keep it on stock clips for now. And then over here, right, we have our prompt and what it's going to say, or sorry, what we're going to select. So let's look at our transcript, see what it says. They provide creative solutions to help businesses grow. So maybe we could put in something like growing our business. And let's just see what we can get from that and add in something new, something that fits a little bit better with our video. And again, if you guys have questions or anything throughout this, feel free to ask and I will look at the chat and try to answer those. Maybe do something like okay, we already got some results. Let's see what we can use here. Maybe not somebody distressed. This one looks pretty fine. This one looks pretty normal. I think it could work. Let's see.
They provide creative solutions to...
I love it. All right, next one. So see, okay, right here, right? This is kind of the pattern that I'm going into. I'm just going to go in, check and see what the transcript's talking about, see if it aligns and works with the video that I'm creating, and then keep going, right? Keep going on to the next one. I already know for this, I kind of want to change it. I don't want this to really be, it's not really about Facebook, right? They do have a lot of marketing over there, but we don't necessarily want this video to be about it. So let's see what it says. So again, going back to our transcript, giving it a check. Push has the tools and expertise to help you reach your target audience. All right, so maybe we could do something like simple, right? The video is about marketing. Let's put in marketing and see what we can get. All right, so now we're getting a lot of cool content that could work. I don't know what this is going to say, but we're going to check it out anyway, see what happens.
Push has the tools and expertise to help you
That's actually pretty cool. I kind of like
reach
that
your
one.
target audience.
Nice. Okay, so cool. We got a few images and videos in here. We've changed them up a little bit. Like maybe for this one, actually, I think this one may be good.
With
Let's
their
see.
innovative
Okay, no. So maybe for this one, I can shuffle it and see what we can get. Let's check our sources. It's on stock clips, and I'm just gonna shuffle and see if this can be a quick and easy way to find the thing that we need.
With their innovative strategies and cutting-edge technology.
Cool. I think that's great. And so that's why we put in the shuffle feature, right? Is to kind of help make this a little easier because sometimes all the media is there, right? So for this one, we have a lot of different videos we can use, but it just picked one that didn't work for it. And that happens, but all we had to do is hit reshuffle, and there we go. We got the media that we want. All right. So this is looking pretty good so far, but I do want to go through some of the other features that are in Augie and how it can make your life a little bit easier when creating a video. So let's talk about that real quick. The first thing that I like to talk about is going to be the text, right? So we have text over here, our text tab, and we have a few things that we can do. The first thing that we can do is going to be enable closed captions if we like that. So I enabled this, and you can see here in the preview screen, we do have our closed captions, and we can change where it's located. It can be in the middle, it can be at the top. We can also change things like the size if we'd like to. We can make it smaller, make it a little bit larger, keep it on 24 there. And we can also change the color of things. So if I want it to be red with some blue text, I can do that. It doesn't look good, but we can do that if we would like to. I'm going to keep that white. And we can also change the type of font. So if I wanted to, I can do Verdana, and we can also change the effect here. So we can put it in an underline, but there's going to be a lot of updates with this as well. So there will be more effects in the future. All right, so closed captions, that's cool, but we're going to disable that for now. And now what we'd like to do is add a text box. And so you see right here, add text. I'm going to click on that. And now if you look at the preview screen, you can see that insert your text. And so this is where we're going to be able to put our text, and we can have our text box. So for this one, I'm just going to put push marketing, since that's what the video is about. And I just kind of have that as like a little outro because I like to have, some text there to tell people what's going on. And now we can do a lot of cool things with the settings. So as you can see, we can change our color, which I'm not going to do, but you could if you'd like. And then we can change our font like I showed you before in closed captions. We can also change the weight, but the other cool thing about this is the background. So if I go over here and I want to change my background color, I can. So I'm going to change this to red. And so now we can play with things with like the padding and the rounded corners. So for the padding, I kind of want to do like 60, make it a little bit bigger. And then maybe for the corner radius, we can do about the same thing. We'll do 50 here. And I think that looks pretty good. Awesome. And so this is a cool way to kind of, like I said, just make a mark in a video, or, if you want to do something that has different sections, you can put in text boxes to kind of help people out, right? So the other thing too, something I almost missed, is you can make this a little bit transparent if you'd like. So if it's too bold, you can also do that by clicking over here. I think that looks pretty good. And also we have our alignment. So if you want it to be top or bottom, middle, that type of thing, you can also do that. However, I'm going to keep it in the middle for now. And then the last thing about text boxes is that you can also change the transitions for these, right? So if I click on this again, you can kind of see the transition. So it's fading, and now we're going to put it on none, and it shouldn't fade. There we go. Awesome. All right, so that is text boxes. And, just one more thing about that I think is really cool is that you can just keep adding text, right? So if I wanted to, I can add another one, another text box, and there you go. There you go. So now we see that on our preview screen, and it's going to sit right below it. So I think that's really cool, and you can customize each one and make it its own. So I'm going to get rid of that for now, and I'm going to go back to our video and we're going to go and look at some other things that can kind of improve our video that we have right now. And that first thing is going to be effects. So as you can see, we have some effects here, and this is also going to just keep expanding. So, expect more effects in the future. It's always going to keep getting better. But you can notice we have our Ken Burns. So we can preview this and see how that looks. Ken Burns is basically going to move the image or the video left or right, up or down, or zoom in and out. And so let's actually use this one. I think this is a good example of this. So right now it's going up, right? So you can see it going up. Or we can have it zoom in. I like zoom in a lot. All right, and we can do a few different things there. So it's a good way to create movement and just keep it a little bit more engaging. So definitely throw in some Ken Burns. I think it's a good effect. And then the other thing is our transition. So the same thing that we saw with the fade in and out of our text, except this will be for those shots alone, right? So if I have our crossfade on, which it is, you'll see it kind of do that, right? But if I put on none, you should not be able to see it crossfade. And then one more important thing about the effects tab is going to be the resize. Because sometimes, right, we get an image and we upload it, and maybe it doesn't look quite right because it's kind of getting scaled in. Let's see if I can find a good example of this. Maybe this one. Yeah, there we go. All right, so kind of see here, if I take off my crossfade, we get those corners, right? Or sorry, we get the sides, and those sides are starting to create this effect. Maybe we don't want that, and so the way to get rid of this is by hitting fill, and there we go. Now it's gone, and it looks a little bit cleaner. I like that. And so with all that being said, right, we can apply this to all of our different shots by hitting apply to all. So if we know that we want everything to be filled, all we have to do is hit our shot and hit apply to all. And this should help us fill up all the space and make it look cleaner in general. All right, so that is the effects. And right next to that, we actually have our filters. So if I'm wanting to use filters to kind of make different colors and change the way our video is moving throughout, or I guess like basically creating different combinations of colors and making it more engaging that way, and also being able to layer different text on top of it. It kind of helps in that way, right? So if I wanted to, we'll show you a quick example here. So if I use this shot, right, and I make it black and white, now what I can do is go to my text, add a text box, and now we can do something like, I'm just going to put in marketing as an example, and we can do something where we make the text a little bit bolder, right? We make it maybe nice blue. There we go. So now we can kind of make things pop in different ways. I don't think blue actually works very well, but maybe some pink. But there are some cool creative ways that we can go about this. And sometimes I think it's a little underutilized in that sense. So get creative with it, put on some different effects, and try it out in that way. Or I'm sorry, different filters, right? And then another thing to note about these filters, just so people don't get confused, is that you can layer them, right? So if you wanted to have some more layers of filters, you can by just selecting more of them. And all you have to do to get rid of them is select it again, and it'll get rid of those. All right, so I'm going to get rid of that text. Let's see, which one is just marketing. All right, get rid of that. All right, and so let's just keep going. Let's try to finish this video. I kind of showed a little bit of the features there, but I want to make this video kind of come together. So let's see what this is.
With their innovative strategies and cutting-edge technology, Push can help you get the results you need.
All right, so
With their innovative
that one looks pretty good, and I think that this one I do want to change. So I'm going to go back to my transcript again, and I actually think that I want to make this a little bit longer. So all I have to do is simply take this and move it over to where I like it. So I wanted to make it a little bit longer, and I did. And back to select media, what I want to do, same thing. I'm just going to put in marketing, see if we can get some interesting things that relate with the video, which we should, since it is about marketing. And there we go. Let's see if we can find something here. Maybe not a video of somebody looking distressed. All right, so I think this is fine for now. do something where we're showing off some stats, all that good stuff. And then we'll go on to the next one. And this one I can already tell is now a little bit too short. So I'm just going to make this last phrase one thing. And it's going to make sure, like, okay, do you want to do this? Do you want to combine these? And yes, I do. So I'm going to hit continue. All right. So now for the last one, I kind of want to make it pop a little bit. So let's see if there's already things in here that it's suggested before I type in anything else. Yeah. So now what I want to do, I'm just going to put in business and see what we can get. Sometimes it's those simple prompts that really get the best results. Then let's see if maybe we can find a good shot here. This one looks okay. Let's see if that works.
The next level, look no further than push.
All right, I love it. All right, perfect. So as you can see, I mean, I was explaining a lot of different features that we have and what you can do in the interface. But all that aside, I think this was pretty quick. If I'm working on this and nothing but this, I think that would have been maybe 5 minutes or so. So very, very easy to take what Augie has given us and be able to add in things and edit things quickly so that we're not putting too much effort or time into creating our video. All right, and so there is one last thing that I want to talk about here that I think will tie it together a little bit more, and that is going to be the music. So as you can see here, we have our library of music in the music tab, and now we can find a song that kind of matches the mood and add it in. So let's see what we can find here. Usually I find one pretty easily just based off the tags, so make sure you check those. Let's see what this one is. All right, let's see if we can find something that makes a little bit more sense. Maybe, there we go, some lo-fi chill. It never fails. So I'm going to add this in, and as you can see, when I add this in, we have this green bar over here, and this is our audio, and this is showing us here where the timeline is for it. So this is where it's going to start. So 0 seconds for our video, it will start. And then we have our fade in that we can change. So if we wanted to kind of fade in, we can do that by using this fade in bar over here. And we can also do the same if we want to fade it out, right? So if we want to change this, we can change it over here and say, hey, I want it to fade out about 2 seconds. And we can also change the end time as well with this green handlebar, right? So that's how we kind of change our duration with the music on top of it. But we can also change the volume by using this bar over here that we can use by moving up or down, clicking on it, move it up or down. And I like to keep it around 20% or so, so not too loud, right? When we have people talking and all that type of thing, we don't necessarily want our music to be super loud. So let's see how this looks.
Push is a marketing agency that helps businesses reach their goals. With a team of experienced professionals, they provide creative solutions to help businesses grow and succeed. From website design to social media campaigns, Push has the tools and expertise to help you reach your target audience. With their innovative strategies and cutting-edge technology, Push can help you get the results you need. So if you're looking for a marketing agency that can take your business to the next level, look no further than Push.
All right, and I think that looks pretty good. I mean, for the amount of time that was put into it, I think that is great. And we can expand more on how to kind of make it more personal and all that stuff. We'll do that here in just a second. But for this, I think that that's really great. And let's see, let's go ahead and name this. I'm going to name this Push Marketing, since that's what this is about. And as you can see on the right of this, we have our download video. So once you're done and you're ready to go, all you have to do is click on download video, and it will be downloaded into a folder that you'd like to choose. So let's get out of here. Let's go into a different part of this. There's something that I like to share each time, which is going to be video, right? So if you don't know, with Augie, when you go to create, you can hit upload, and here you can upload audio or video. And so with video, right, if you're talking and you have maybe a speech or all different types of things, right? Like even if you have your own webinar or workshop that you want to do, And you can upload that into here, and then you can start creating Augies with that, using it that way. And so I'll kind of show you what I mean. So I'm going to go into this over here. It's a video that I already created, and we are going to first go to our transcript, make sure that's good. And just to kind of show you what this looks like when you first open it, I'm going to go to placement, and I'm going to hit this and apply to all. All right, so when you open up your video, when you upload your video and you go into editing within Augie, this is kind of what it will look like, right? So you'll see all the different images that you've been, or that have been generated, and then you have this newly unlocked placement tab, right? So you can't use the placement tab unless you're uploading video, but since with this one we did, I can use this placement tab, and you'll see here we have full screen, and so this can show myself. And we also have this tab over here to switch over to the media and just the media itself. All right, so good example of this, if I click on myself and hit apply to all, there we go. Now we have this video of myself talking. So I'm just going to play it real quick so you see kind of what's going on. Welcome to Divine Pasta, the best Italian restaurant in town. Our delicious pasta dishes are made with only the freshest ingredients, and our chefs have All right, so you get the general idea. I'm talking about this this pasta restaurant Italian restaurant that that I just made up and I made for this video. And so yeah, it works as the same way as before. It's that simple, right? So we have our different shots, and all those different shots also have media on top of it that Augie has auto-generated for us. And so now what we can start to do is kind of mess around with this placement setting and get our video looking a little bit more engaging, right? So as you can see, we have our picture in picture. So if we wanted to, we can just click on this. And now you can see on the top right, we have our media there. And we can also use this and move it around if we'd like to. We can put it in the middle. I don't necessarily want it in front of my face, so I'm going to keep it on the right side. And we also have the option with placement to change it to split screen, right? So if we wanted to have a nice split screen with the media right next to us, we can do that. And we can also flip which side that it's on, right? All right, so now with all that being said, let's kind of go through what I would do with this video. And the first thing I'm going to do is the same thing that I was doing in my last video, the last Augie that I was creating, which is going to the transcript. So I'm just going to make sure that the phrases are good and then continue from there and kind of mess with the media. So let's go through this real quick. It should be pretty spot on. That's a good phrase. Come in and try one of our signature dishes. Perfect. All right, so this looks pretty good. This looks good to go. So now what I'm going to do is kind of go through each one and kind of feel out what I want. What do I want to do with it? Well, let's go on to this one. The first one looks fine. Actually, for the first one, I'm just going to leave it as myself, keep it a little engaging, just have me there talking. And then maybe for the second shot, what I can do is go to this placement tab and choose the media itself, right? So that way we get a nice blend of ourselves talking, but also some media coming through here and there. So if I replay this, you can see what I mean. Welcome to Divine Pasta, the best Italian restaurant in town. Our delicious pasta dishes are made with only the freshest ingredients, and our nice, cool. So I like that. I like having, you know, parts where I'm talking, other parts where I'm still talking, but there's an actual image there kind of helping the engagement, right? And then for the next one, so I'm going to click on this one. Maybe we can switch it up even more, right? So maybe we can do a split screen. So I have my split screen here, and we already have our nice pizza. And so if I go to this one, delicious pasta dishes are made with only the freshest ingredients, and our chefs have perfected. Right, so now we're getting a nice new shot that has the split screen on it, and we're still keeping that movement. And I think that that's really important, right? So when we're creating our videos, I think making sure that we're having different movement and that it's not the same type of shot each time, I think that's really important. And I think that that helps keep people engaged. So we're going to keep that in there. And now let's do something a little bit different. So what I want to do next is I'm going to start uploading to my library. Let's see, give me one moment. All right, so let's go and start uploading into our library. So what do I mean by that? Well, so I clicked on this shot, And now what I'm going to do is go to this tab, My Library. So I'm going to click on this. And now you can see I have some images here that I've already uploaded, but I want to upload another one. So I'm going to go and hit Choose File. And I have this picture of pizza. And now what I can do is click on that. And you can't see it now because of the placement. However, if I go to placement, you can see the pizza is now in our video, right? So if you have any videos or images that you want to upload into Augie, you can do that, right? So if you have logos and all that good stuff, you just have to upload it into your library and it'll be there. And the cool thing about this is that you can keep it in there for each video, right? So every time that you create a new Augie, you can easily just go in and that same media will be there. All right, so for this one, I think I also just want to go back to the full screen of the media itself. And I will add in, I think it'd be fine to have it in some effects, maybe a nice zoom in on this one. And it's on fill, crossfade, great. I think that that's good, so let's check it out. And our chefs have perfected the art of Italian cooking. Come in and try one of our signature dishes, such as the creamy carbonara or our classic bolognese. We offer... Cool, so I think that that looks pretty nice. Now I'm hungry. I know, me too. Maybe that's why I was gravitating towards these videos, because I was hungry as well. Awesome, so that one looks pretty good. I do want to keep it as myself talking, maybe for the last one though. So I was thinking maybe this one I just keep it as just the talking head. However, I think that it'd be fine to go to select media. Maybe we can find something that works here. Actually, what I want to do, just so you can see it, let's go to placement. And I'm going to quickly change that over. And this one actually may be good. Let's check. We offer a variety. No, okay, so I want this one to be a video. So I'm going to go to select media, and then I'm going to go to stock clips, make sure that is enabled. And now I can look through these. So we did use that one. Make sure, I think it's good to make sure you don't use the same one. So I'm not going to use that one. This one looks pretty good. Did I already use the pasta? I don't think so. That one actually could be pretty good. What is it talking about? So this is another thing, right? Just going to the transcript, making sure that we're being accurate about what it is that's being talked about. So if it was saying something like this, like lasagna or ravioli, I kind of want to make sure that it's not showing the shrimp pasta, right? So I'm actually going to go back over here and I'm going to do, what was it, ravioli? Let's just do ravioli. I didn't spell that right, did I? Do I not know how to spell ravioli? No, I don't. That's fine. We'll do lasagna. I was trying to think of lasagna anyways, so I want to do that one. All right. All right, so see if we can get anything good. That one looks pretty good. So it's that easy, right? It's really that simple. So all you have to do is kind of look at what your transcript's talking about. And for the most part, Augie's really good about taking those phrases and already making it a search for you, which is already how we're kind of auto-suggesting this content, right? Is by taking those phrases and searching for it. So I think that one looks pretty good. Of other Italian favorites like lasagna, ravioli, and more. Nice. All right. And so then for the last one, I want to keep this as myself. I think that that's kind of an important thing, at least for me. I think that something that's really cool is when videos have a personal touch towards the end. So I think for this one, I just want to keep it as me talking at the end here. And I think, again, it'd be cool if I added text. So I'm going to add a text box into this last shot. And I'm just going to put divine pasta. And that way people kind of know what this is about. And we can change all the text and background. Let's see here. Let's do a nice background for this one. Maybe do more of an orange. I feel like it's giving an orange kind of thing. I don't know how true that is, but we're going to try it out. Maybe for the padding, we do maybe like 40 or so. I think that that's okay. And then maybe for the corner radius, we do 30. Actually, maybe 40. I think that'd be good. Yeah, there we go. All right, and so since it is covering a little bit of my face, this is a great time to add in some alignment. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to choose bottom, and there we go. So now my face isn't covered by this text box, and I think that looks pretty cool. So, and I'm actually going to change this transparency just a little bit. There we go. I just always think that makes it look a little cooler, honestly. Hey, how's it going, Zing? Good to see you in here. Awesome. Cool. So, and again, I know we got like 15 minutes left. So if you guys have questions and anything like that, feel free to ask and we'll definitely look at it. All right. So this one looks pretty cool, but I think it needs some music. So we're also going to add in some music for this one as well. Let's preview this. Maybe a little bit too much hype in that one. That's okay. Let's check out this instrumental. Or we can just go with our old faithful, what is it, Fast Sounds, Lo-Fi Chill. Perfect. There we go. And this will be, this will be expanded a lot more in the future. So you can expect more music. Don't think that this is what we're going to leave you with. This is just kind of the beginning, right? So there will be more music to choose from, but this is what we have right now. Welcome. All right, so let's give it a nice preview with the music and just see how it looks. Welcome to Divine Pasta. Welcome to Divine Pasta, the best Italian restaurant in town. Our delicious pasta dishes are made with only the freshest ingredients, and our chefs have perfected the art of Italian cooking. Come in and try one of our signature dishes, such as the creamy carbonara or our classic bolognese. We offer a variety of other Italian favorites like lasagna, ravioli, and more. Stop by Divine Pasta today for an unforgettable Italian. Nice, and I think that looks pretty great. The only thing that I'm maybe not a huge fan of is going to be that text at the end, but that's okay. I just want to kind of, it's just more of the color itself. I'm not going to really think about the color right now. We're just going to keep moving. However, yeah, I think that overall this is a great example of kind of how to use that talking head to kind of go back and forth between media and yourself talking and transitions, those types of things, and just make it more engaging in that way, right? So I think that looks pretty good. One thing that I haven't touched up on yet that I want to is going to be this generate tab. And so for this one, we're going to use pizza again, because why not? So I'm going to go over here to this shot. And as you can see, we have our generate tab. So I'm going to click on this. And this is basically just going to be images that are created with Stable Diffusion. So, maybe you can't find that perfect image of pizza that you've been trying to look for. And so what you want to do is go like, oh, okay, well, I'll have AI do it for me, right? So let's go ahead and try something. Let's just try a delicious pepperoni pizza. It might not pepperoni. There we go. Pepperoni pizza. I was like, man, I forgot how to do words today. All right, so we have that in. And remember, kind of the more specific that you are with your prompts, the better outlook you're going to have with it. There are different types of websites like Lexica that will help you with prompts because a lot of people are really good at them. And all you have to do is search for it and find it and then paste it in here. So if you can't find something right or something that looks good, I recommend something like Lexica kind of help you out. All right, so let's hit generate and see what we can get. The background music is cool. Yeah, I think that is pretty cool. Like, it's funny because this one song just works with everything. And I'm like, man, I love that. I love music that just works with every video that I make. I think it's good to have variety. Don't get me wrong, and we're obviously getting there. But I think that that is pretty cool. We need more of those that you can do everything with. All right, so cool. It's done generating. That was pretty quick. And now we have this delicious pepperoni pizza made by yours truly, Stable Diffusion. So nice. And I think that actually looks pretty good. Sometimes, it's a little bit like, okay, I don't know how it'll turn out, but that one looks pretty good. Awesome. So I think that is kind of a wrap on this video. So again, you can download your video here, and then all we have to do is go back to our dashboard. And all right, so now we're kind of getting at the end, towards the end of the workshop, about 10 minutes left. There are some things that I do want to touch up on. The first thing is going to be duplicating, right? So if you didn't know, on your dashboard, you can duplicate a video. And the way that you can do that is by clicking on this icon here. You'll see it say duplicate Augie. So I'm going to click on this. And you'll see here duplicating, give us a second. And now we have a duplicated video that we can start editing. So it's going to be the exact same thing. And the reason why I think duplicating is good to know is that if you want to create a change within your video, right? So say you have a script and you want to do something completely different or try something completely different, but you don't want to ruin that video that you're already making. All you have to do is duplicate it, and then you can kind of experiment around and try different things out. So I definitely recommend that if you're a little bit nervous about, making some edits on videos. So it's good to know there. All right, and then the other thing, right? I kind of want to just talk about. Actually, let me make sure. Okay, just wanted to make sure there weren't any questions there since I had asked or said if anybody needs to ask anything to do it. So another thing about this, right, is I just want to kind of go over the voices just a little bit more, since there are so many and that maybe it can get a little overwhelming. But also the fact that with Augie and with ChatGPT, a lot of this is going to be based around your punctuation. And I think that a lot of people don't really realize that when they're first using it, and they may be like, hey, how do I create more pauses and how do I, make things sound a little bit more exciting? So I do want to touch up on that just a little bit, right? So let's say, let's do the same thing. So we're going to say about a marketing company. And I'm going to generate a transcript, and I'll give you an example of how this kind of works. And I'm going to make it a little bit shorter so that it's a little bit faster for us. All right, so it says, welcome to ABC Marketing. So I'm going to choose a voice for this. Let's do something simple.
Well begun is half done.
So we'll do Rachel, and we're going to hit preview. And this is just going to be kind of the baseline so you can see how it's working and kind of the differences. All right, so we have our preview. Let's listen.
Welcome to ABC Marketing. We are a full...
All right, so you can kind of see there is really quick right after the marketing. So what if we wanted to make some more space between that moment and, so welcome to ABC Marketing, and then have, kind of a breather moment, and then it can go into the next one. Well, all we're going to do, I'm just going to put in some periods here. And this is all kind of experimental, right? You just have to kind of play around with it until we have something a little bit more, like a tool kind of to help with this. But at the moment, I just like to share this so that people, know this and it can help them out. So I put in a lot of periods there. Now let's preview this.
Welcome to ABC Marketing. We are a full service...
All right, so there you can kind of see it, right? Or you can kind of hear it. It's a little bit of a more longer pause than it was before. And like I said, this is kind of like you want to experiment with it. And I think this is also why it's such a good idea to check out Preview, to make sure that you're previewing your audio. Because once it's uploaded, once it's created, you can't change the voice afterward. You'd have to create a whole new transcript until we, have it set up so that you can actually edit the voice. But for now, you can't do that. So I think it's best to preview all this. And we can do the same thing with being excited. So let's try a lot of exclamation points and then preview that. All right, let's see how it is now.
Welcome to ABC Marketing.
Maybe not too much different there. That's okay. That's why I'm saying, it's not kind of set in stone on the rules with using punctuation and getting that different type of voice. It's just kind of something that you need to play around with. And, once we're actually at that point where we give people more control, we'll definitely let you know. But at the moment, I still think it's good to know because we do get asked that a lot. So yeah, there we go. That's how you do that. And if you do have more questions on that, just feel free to let me know. And yeah, so we have about 5 minutes left. I don't know if anybody has questions, but if you do, now's a good time. And yeah, I've had a great time, and I'm happy that I'm back doing these workshops. I know that next week we'll also be doing another one, and it'll be using the same link that you're on right now. So if you need to save it, you can do that as well. And yeah, And if you need to watch or rewatch anything that I have talked about, all you have to do is use the same link that you're in. And once the workshop is done, you'll be able to replay that recording, right? So everything will be here, and we'll also upload it onto YouTube. So if you can't find it on this page, because I know it can be maybe a little bit confusing, we will have it on our YouTube channel. So I'll go ahead and post a link for that one so that you guys can find it. Give me one moment here. Let me just pop this up. All right, there we go. So these are uploaded on our YouTube every single week here, posting the link in there. Let's see. It's great to add a more human pause speech influence into the AI. It makes a difference. I totally agree. And I think that that's also why I wanted to talk about that, right? Is because it is just it's a valuable thing to know if you're trying to make a video, especially about something for your business and that type of thing. You want to have some control over it, right? Right. And then Katina, I haven't been able to get into Augie for about a week. Wow. Okay. Let's see. We'll get in touch, Katina, after this. Because I don't think there's been any issues from what we've experienced, but that's not right. So I'm gonna get in touch with you, and we'll kind of talk about that some more. But sorry to hear that. That should not be happening. Yeah, shouldn't have that issue. Sorry to hear that. Yeah, of course, absolutely. And yeah, and I know, like I said, we are going to make a little bit of changes to how we do these workshops in the future. So we may have some different content and that type of stuff for you guys. But for now, it's just still kind of more like the intro to Augie and how it works. But I'm hoping we can do some more advanced stuff and add in some different types of workshops for people that they want to keep learning and they want to keep learning about how to make cool videos. So yeah. But yes, Katina, I think I have your email, so you and I will also get in touch. Yeah, and I think that is about it. Let's see here. I am also, real quick, I want to give everybody in here a promo code, so that way once you get off of this webinar, you can go ahead and get a free month of premium. So the way to do that, I'm just going to type it out here in the chat. I'm going to give you guys this coupon that you can use when you do go into our membership section of Augie. And all you have to do is put this code in when you're at checkout for Stripe, and it'll give you that free month of premium. And I'll also put in the membership URL for you. That way you don't have to go searching for it. There we go. Awesome. All right, so I think that kind of wraps up everything today. And again, if you guys do have more questions, feel free to put them in here and I'll get back to you on the chat or in the chat that's in here, or you can reach out to my email, which is what I just put into the chat. So feel free to reach out anyway if you do have more questions. And yeah, I had a great time and I appreciate you guys coming through this week. And again, we will be doing it next week. So yeah, just feel free to come by and we'll see you next time. Thanks everybody. Free month for Chaz's birthday month. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the birthday code right there. All right. Thank you guys. Thanks for everybody that joined, and I hope that we all have a good rest of the week. See ya.